Welcome to this week's Who the Folk podcast. I'm Lonnie Goldsmith, the editor of TC Jewfolk. This week I talk with Shahar Cohen, the schlicha working for the Pual Jewish Federation. We talk about what got her interested in this opportunity, some of the programming she has planned, and her state fair experience on this week's Who the Folk podcast. Shahar Cohen, welcome to the Who the Folk podcast. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
You are the schlicha assigned to the Pual Jewish Federation. How has it been sort of getting to know the St. Paul community since you started?
Wow, actually, it was wonderful. Everyone was so welcoming and so nice and wanted to get to know me and to invite me to dinners and for lunch. And yeah, it was just like really amazing how people welcomed me here. So,
When did you start working in the community?
3 months ago,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So 3 months or early August, right?
Yes.
Excellent time to move to the Twin Cities.
You're saying because of the weather?
Yes, I am saying because of the
I was heard, yeah. I was told. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is a good time of year to get here. Who knows what is going to be awaiting us soon? It's
Yeah.
hard to say when that's going to start, but that's as good a time as any to move to the community and settle in and all of that. So, where in Israel are you originally from?
So I'm from Sham. It's a small town, not that small, but it's 10 minutes from the airport, half an hour from Tel Aviv,
Okay,
center of Israel. So,
okay.
yeah.
What was it that got you interested in being a shlicha and coming to the St. Paul community?
So I heard about the shlichut since I was in the eighth grade. And I always said that when I will release from the army, I will do that. I really wanted to experience Jewish life in another place and not in Israel in a Jewish community. And also just to bring Israel and my Israel because I really, really like this country. And I think there's so many wonderful things.
So, when did you get out of the army? When were you released?
Actually an year ago. Yeah.
You're okay. What type of training do you go through when you decide to be part of this program? Because I assume you don't sign up and then they just put you on a plane somewhere, right?
Yeah. So after you apply, you need to go through 3 stages to get in. And after you get in by the Jewish agency, you do all kinds of interviews with um, communities in the United States and also in other parts of the world.
Hmm.
So I decided to come here, and also the Jewish community chose me to come here. And we have some seminars and some training in Israel, meeting the other shlichim, just learning a little bit about all kinds of parts of and things about our job, education, how to educate about things we know, and yeah.
What other Jewish communities were interested in you coming to them? I'm just curious who we beat to get you to come to the Twin Cities.
Um, There are a few, one in Boston
Okay.
also, yeah. And
So when people do these programs, do they typically, like, when their time in one community ends, do you then look for another community to go to, or what is the process typically for your what's next for you? Not that we're trying to like rush you out of here or anything.
so, yeah, I think like you're supposed to go back to Israel. The Jewish agency is expecting you from that, and also I would like to go back. I living in Israel.
Why was this a good time in your life to try something like this?
I did 4 years in the army, 4 years of service, and I traveled a little bit around the world, in South America, and I just wanted to do that before I go to the university and explore more things before I go study. And also, I think it's a good time in my life that I'm like still not young, because I think after the university and after I'll go learning, I will want maybe to practice and the things I will go learn. So I think this is a great time to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So I know it's only been a few months, but what are some things that you've learned about the St. Paul Jewish community specifically, but sort of the American Jewish community in general?
I think that people really want to know about Israel, about things that are going on in Israel. Also, again, I will say everyone is so welcoming and so nice, and so warm. Um, and I'm still getting to know everyone, I think. And people here are so, I always say that, oh, everyone is so connected to each other and everyone is connected, and you have like this yeah, so many connections between everyone. So this is like, I feel sometimes this is a huge family, this community, because everyone I meet or get to know is friends with someone else or grew up with someone else or went to camp, or this is his family and his family lives here, and like so many connections and so many people know everyone, so it's just wonderful to be in this net of people. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very interconnected community. A lot of
Yeah.
people know a lot of people, and that oh,
Yeah,
it's an interesting part of the community to me.
I love that.
Yeah, no, it's very fun. So, what are some of the programs that you've put on so far for the community?
So first of all, we did an evening about the Israeli elections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, uh, that were 2 days ago. We just talked a little bit about Israel politics and how it goes in Israel and about the different parties. And yeah, I think it was interesting and people asked questions, and
This was the fifth election in 2 years, three
uh,
years,
this was the fifth election in 3.5 years.
three and
Yes.
a half years. So obviously, you're not able to vote in the elections here in the States. Were you able to vote in the Israeli election? Do they have absentee balloting?
Yeah, so you can go vote in a consul place. You can go vote in a consul. I went to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and it's only for shlichim or people that work for the country that were sent by the country to a different country to work. Um, yeah, so I went voting. It's 2 weeks before the elections in Israel.
Oh, that's
And
very cool.
yeah.
I don't want to get into the politics. I'm not going to ask if you're happy with how it went, at least from your personal perspective. That's fine. But I mean, obviously the election was one thing. What are some other, are there certain programs that you have coming up that you know about? Or are there types of things that you're planning on to have?
Yeah, for sure. So now I'm planning to do a cooking class. It will be a cooking class of 3 sessions based on my grandmother's recipes, actually. So traditional Kurdish recipes that we will make. So we will make kube, and we will make memulaim, and all kinds of things. It will be very cool. It's food that I grew up on, and my grandmother is making every Shabbat. So,
Oh, that's great. That's super fun and special that you get to share those recipes that are so meaningful to you with the community.
yeah, it will be so fun and like bringing something from my home. So,
That's great. What's the hardest part about being away from home for you?
hmm, that's a hard question.
Well, good. I'm glad that the community is making you feel so welcome that that's a hard question for you.
Yeah, no, first of all, I miss my family for sure. Like, I'm used to having them close by and
Yeah.
to see them every day. Um, but then also like the culture is like a little bit different. And for example, the food is different. Didn't find yet cheese that I like here. So if you have recommendations, please send to me. But yeah, things are like some things are different, some things for example, in Israel you don't plan so much ahead. And here everything is planned like but it's fine. Like I think it's better. Like you know the schedule and also it's because of things are much stable and you can plan like 6 months before and know what you're going to do in 6 months. And yeah, that's like
Israel's not so structured in Israel.
um it will be structured, but I just don't think it will be that much ahead in planning because like things so many things are unpredictable and like and I also think a lot of things in Israel, a lot of most of the culture comes because most of the people served in the army. So in the army, you never plan more than a week or two before you're doing something.
Right.
Um, yeah, everything is like so from day to another. So I think it's like just rooted in our culture.
No, I get that. I get that, and culturally it's a little bit different. I mean, things are,
Yeah,
different here, different other places than they are here, all over the world. So I think there's a bit of uniqueness to each place.
yeah, for sure.
So have you, what are some sort of the tourist type things that you've gotten to do since you've been here?
Hmm. I went to the fair 4 times.
Okay, that's the big one. If you're going to be here in August, you got to go to the fair. What did you think of it?
Uh, actually, I liked it. Like, no, I didn't do much of the, what do you say? Of the ride. Sorry, I didn't do much of the rides.
Okay,
But like the food, it was fun just walking around and so many people trying new food things.
what was the best food that you tried?
Hmm. Can I say two?
Sure,
The fried pickles were good and the cheese curds.
cheese. Oh yeah, the cheese curds are great.
Yeah.
What is something that you're hoping to get to do or see that people have told you about?
Hmm. I think most of it is the winter activities,
Mm.
cross country ski that I did I know to do downhill skiing, but
Okay,
I never did cross country ski. So this will be a good experience. And also
very.
ice skating.
Mm. Have you ice skated before?
Yeah, but like in a place in Hulon, you know, a fake one. Not in a real lake.
Yeah, ice arena, like ice rink ice skating is very different than uh lake ice skating.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a little bit different. The ice, like at a hockey rink, if you were to go to like Highland Ice Arena, right?
Hmm.
They've got the Zamboni that drives over and smooth, the resurfaces the ice, so
Yeah.
it's nice and smooth. It's a little more predictable. The lake doesn't have that, so it's a little It's fun. I mean, it's definitely worth doing once while you're here.
Okay.
But it is not. It's a very different experience, I found.
Well, I see myself on the ice for like every 2 minutes now when you
That's
say
possible. Listen, that is possible, no question. Where have you downhill skied before? You mentioned you've done that.
Yeah. I'm in Europe. Like when I was little, so I did in the Hermon, of course.
Oh,
That's
sure.
where you go to learn how to ski. But then in France,
Oh, very nice.
yeah,
Good skiing there, I'm sure.
in France, yes, it's beautiful. And Val Thorens, beautiful place.
Oh, excellent. Well, Shahar, it has been great talking to you. Last couple of questions, though, and we will let you get on with your day. First, what is your favorite Jewish holiday?
This is a hard question.
Yeah, we always end on the really, really hard ones.
I think Shavuot.
Really? How come?
Yes. Because you're wearing white, and I don't know, Shavuot for me, it's flowers, and I really like flowers. And it's also eating a lot of cheese things and dairy things, which I really like.
Yeah.
And just like how it's symbolized, and like I feel Shavuot comes to a lot of, yeah, agriculture and
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. And what is your favorite Jewish food? And it can be a favorite Israeli food. It does not have to be just traditional, like American Jewish food.
My favorite Jewish food. I need to think about it. Wait. There's so many. Um, I can say Kube,
Sorry?
maybe. No, I will say memulaim, which is grape leaves. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
I
that's
think
different. I don't think we've gotten that one before.
grape leaves?
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think that's been an answer before. So I like that. We have
Oh,
a new
really?
done this a lot of times. First time I think we've gotten that one.
But my grandmother's one. That's,
Okay. What does she do that makes them special?
I don't know. She puts magic. I really don't know. It's like the best I ever tried. I ate in so many places, also in Israel, and she makes them the best, really.
Well, that's fantastic. Listen, the grandmother's magic in the kitchen is
Yeah.
not to be messed with. That is a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Shahar Cohen, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to get to meet you and hear about your experiences so far. And folks should look out for you around the St. Paul community.
Thank you very much.
The Who the Folk podcast is part of the Jew Folk Podcast Network, a product of Jew Folk Inc. Please subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you get your podcasts. If you have suggestions for other podcast guests, please email them to me at editor@tcjewfolk.com. For our other shows, check out tcjewfolk.com/podcast.